Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on August 14th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the markets today. We did see some downside across the cattle market. The bulls just failing to keep this momentum pushing higher here. This market has been pretty overdone and overextended here for about a month now. Seeing some pretty extended levels here, some volatility picking up, just kind of looking like we might be running out of juice here as this market looks like it's starting to roll over a little bit. We have seen some nice pushes up here towards the 230 to 232 levels. Nice little bursts up here, but pretty quick rejections. A little bit slower the last couple days here, but definitely just seeing this thing kind of top out and run out of gas. Looking like we could be starting to roll over here at the moment. We did see some downside here, taking out that prior day's low, as well as undercutting this bear pivot here briefly before bouncing just there into the close. We did come within just a couple ticks of that 20-day moving average, low of the day down there at 225.25, showing some support there off that 20-day moving average and that early demand zone that got us started at the beginning of the week, pushing back a little bit. However, we are just seeing some pretty wide ranges here. Volatility is still on the uptick here at the moment. So we do just want to be cautious of continued wide ranges as this market has kind of made these three pushes up here, but kind of failed and topped off here and failed to make a new higher high at the moment. We do have this higher low and new close down here below prior day's low, looking like a pullback could be getting underway here. If we continue to see offers below our bear pivot there at 225.60 as we head into Friday's session, look for some downside to kind of open up, and we could see this thing flush down here to 220 to 221 at the next stop if we do get a break below that 20-day moving average. So be looking for some downside here in the near term. This big picture uptrend still remains intact, and we would expect to see this market be supported. Any dips should be buying opportunities. We just have been a little bit overdone here for like about the last 6 or 7 weeks here. So it's about time this market just kind of comes back to earth and cools off a little bit before we can get back on our feet and keep this market rolling higher into the fall. So be ready for a little bit of downside as we head into Friday's session. However, the bulls have been resilient, so if they're able to hold this 20-day moving average, who knows what will happen. We could see this upside continue. Just at the moment, we're feeling a little bit heavy and looking like this thing's about to roll over, at least here in the near term. Over to the feeders now. This market just kind of losing ground all day long, pushing down here, getting a break below that prior day low, and undercutting the bear pivot here as well. Coming just a little bit off of that 20-day moving average, low of the day coming in there right around 338.10. Nice little breakdown here, losing a few bucks on the day. This market as well has just been pretty extended here recently, failing to make this new all-time high. So we do have a lower high here at the moment and a breakdown and a close below that prior day low. This market looks like it could be rolling over here as well. Continued offers below our bear pivot should get this thing pushing back down into pullback territory. We do have plenty of support below. We got our rising moving averages and lots of key support levels down here at multiple stops. We do expect to see dips be buying opportunities as this big picture uptrend remains intact. We do expect to see the bulls pick this thing back up and carry it higher into the fall. However, just in the near term here, looking like we could see a little bit of downside to cool this market off before we see this thing turn around and head back to new highs. Near-term weakness in the cattle market is to be expected. However, this big picture uptrend still remains intact, and the dips should be buying opportunities, and we should still see some more upside on the long term in this cattle market. Jump over to the December corn futures now. We did see today's action just trading right around the prior day's range. We did undercut yesterday's low as well as take out yesterday's high. So engulfing bar here, a little bit of an undercut and then taken out and getting a close up here near the high. At the moment, this market has been pretty beat down recently after this big sell-off here on heavy volume from the 12th. This market did just poke down here into some pretty oversold territory. So at the moment, looks like the bulls are trying to push this thing back up, at least establish some support here. A relief rally could be in the cards here, but a big picture downtrend still remains intact, and we expect to see these corn prices continue to get cheaper here throughout the rest of the summer. Oil prices snapping back a little bit. We did see this market poking down here towards the $62 level yesterday. This market bouncing back, getting a push back above that prior day high and a close up here just shy of that bear pivot at 64. Looks at the moment with this market still trading below 64, this downtrend still could be intact. We still have the wind kind of favoring the bears at the moment, but just a little bit of snapback here today. Very little volatility, nothing super meaningful here at the moment. We do expect to see this oil market continue to drift lower here as long as we're trading below 64 and 65. Bulls need to get a close back above 65 to have any shot at a potential push back into this range to keep this market range bound. But looks like the bears are in control, and we should see lower oil prices here over the next few weeks. Equity markets bouncing back, seeing pretty mixed action here today once again. Dow was the strongest here of the indexes, with the Nasdaq being the weakest over the last couple days. We did see a little bit of downside early today, but a nice recovery there into the close, snapping right back and closing the S&P and the Dow up there at new relative highs for the week. Nasdaq kind of playing being the laggard here at the moment, undercutting the prior day's low and just kind of having a weak close here today. The big picture uptrend still remains intact, and we still have a very healthy environment for all of these for the stock market at the moment. Each of our indexes are expected to continue making upside here in the near term. The big picture uptrend remains intact and remains a very strong environment for stocks right now. So look for each of these three indexes to kind of line back up, kind of get back in the rhythm with each other once again, and we should keep poking up here into new all-time highs. So look for that upside to continue across these equity markets. That's all we got for tonight. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll be catching you guys this weekend for our Week 33 commentary. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.